My beloved child, if your heart feels as though it has paused for a reason today, do not ignore that quiet feeling. There are moments that pass like ordinary hours, and then there are moments that gently reshape the path ahead without announcing themselves. This is one of those moments. You did not arrive here by accident, and I am not speaking to you because of chance. Long before you wondered whether anyone truly saw the questions hidden behind your smile, I already knew them. I have watched every silent hope you carried, every promise you refused to abandon, and every time you chose kindness when no one noticed. That is why these words have found you now. Listen carefully, because something important is waiting for you, and it will reveal itself one step at a time. Do not rush ahead. Let each sentence settle into your heart like the first light of morning touching a quiet field. There is a reason this message feels different from the ones you have heard before. It is not louder. It is simply closer. Closer to the truth you have been searching for without even realizing it. You have asked for signs in ways you never spoke aloud. Sometimes through a whispered prayer. Sometimes through a deep sigh at the end of a long day. Sometimes only through silence. I have heard every one of them. And now I am inviting you to notice what has already begun to change around you. The smallest moments often carry the greatest meaning. A conversation that lingers in your thoughts. A memory returning unexpectedly. A door that quietly opens where another once remained closed. None of these are random when seen with patient eyes. Stay till the end, because the picture is still unfolding, and every piece belongs exactly where it is. You may have believed that you were waiting for a dramatic answer, but often my greatest work begins in places that appear ordinary. It begins inside a peaceful decision. Inside renewed courage. Inside the quiet confidence that refuses to disappear even after disappointment. That is where new beginnings take root. While others search for certainty in noise, I am teaching you to recognize my voice in calmness. You do not need to force tomorrow to arrive today. You only need to remain present enough to receive what this moment is already offering. Can you feel the difference? The pressure is fading, and in its place comes peace. That peace is not empty. It is preparing room for something you have been hoping to understand. Don't skip ahead in your thoughts. The next part of this journey will uncover why this moment has been approaching for longer than you ever imagined, and when you see how every small step has been connected, your heart will understand what your eyes could not yet see. That a quiet detail is about to come into focus, and once you notice it, you may never look at your journey the same way again. What you once called a delay has often been a season of careful preparation. While you believed nothing was moving, countless unseen pieces were finding their proper place. You measured progress by what your eyes could see, but I measure it by what your heart is becoming. Every lesson you embraced, every moment you chose patience instead of frustration, every time you stood back up after disappointment. All of it has been shaping you for an opportunity that requires the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. This is why I ask you not to hurry past this moment. Something important is waiting for you, but it can only be fully recognized by a heart that has learned to pause before it reaches. There were days when you wondered if your quiet prayers had simply disappeared into the silence. Yet even then, I was working in ways too gentle for hurried eyes to notice. Sometimes the answer begins before the question is even finished. Sometimes the path changes while everything around you still looks exactly the same. Have you noticed how certain worries no longer hold the same weight they once did? Have you noticed that a new sense of calm occasionally appears without explanation? Those are not accidents. They are reminders that hope often returns softly before it arrives completely. Stay till the end, because the meaning behind this gentle shift is only beginning to reveal itself. The next part will uncover why this season feels so different from every season before it, and why this moment may become the one you remember long after today has passed. Without warning, a single moment can quietly reveal what months of waiting could not. That is why I ask you to slow your thoughts for just a little longer. You have been searching for a dramatic sign, yet my answers often arrive with a gentle certainty that settles into your spirit before your mind fully understands it. Do not overlook the calm that has begun to replace the restlessness you once carried. That calm is not an ending. It is the doorway to a new understanding. There is something remarkable about the season you are entering. It is not defined by rushing toward what is next, but by finally recognizing what has been growing all along. Every experience that seemed disconnected has been forming a pattern too complete to be seen until now. The unexpected conversation, the opportunity that arrived later than you hoped, the closed door that quietly redirected your steps, none of these moments were meaningless. They were gentle invitations leading you toward a destination prepared with wisdom rather than haste. When you look back one day, you will not remember only the outcome. You will remember how every small piece fit together with surprising beauty. Do you remember the dreams you quietly placed aside because they seemed too distant? I never forgot them. Even when you stopped speaking about them, I continued shaping your journey in ways that honored the deepest hopes within your heart. Growth is often invisible while it is happening. A seed beneath the soil appears unchanged until the day it breaks into the light. In the same way, your heart has been growing stronger in places no one else could see. The patience you practiced, the kindness you offered without recognition, the courage you found after moments of uncertainty, these are treasures that never lose their value. Do not let impatience convince you that nothing is happening. Some of life's greatest turning points begin so quietly that they are almost mistaken for ordinary days. Yet those ordinary days become unforgettable when you finally see what they were preparing you for. This is why I keep drawing your attention back to the present moment. There is wisdom here that cannot be discovered by rushing ahead. There is peace here that cannot be borrowed from tomorrow. There is purpose here that only reveals itself to those willing to remain open. Stay till the end, because the next step carries a realization that many people overlook. It is a truth hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to be understood. And when that moment arrives, you will recognize that what once felt like waiting was actually the beginning of something far more meaningful than you ever imagined. There is one final piece you have not yet noticed, and it has been quietly following you through moments you once considered ordinary. If you look only at what has not happened yet, you may miss what has already begun. Lift your eyes for a moment. Not to search for something extraordinary, but to recognize the gentle changes already taking place within you. The person who once doubted every step now pauses with greater peace. The heart that once carried every burden alone has started to breathe a little easier. These are not small changes. They are the first signs that a new chapter is already unfolding. I have never measured your journey by speed. I have always measured it by growth. Others may celebrate quick victories, but lasting transformation is often built through quiet days that seem almost invisible. Every act of patience, every choice to remain hopeful, every moment you decided not to let disappointment define your future has become part of a foundation that cannot easily be shaken. You thought you were simply enduring another season, but you were becoming stronger than you realized. Even when progress seemed hidden, it was never absent. Now notice something else. The opportunities that truly belong to you no longer need to be chased with fear or anxiety. They arrive with clarity. They invite peace instead of confusion. This is why I ask you to remain attentive. The next conversation, the next unexpected idea, the next door that opens with surprising ease may carry more meaning than it first appears. Do not dismiss gentle beginnings because they lack loud announcements. Many beautiful stories begin with a whisper before they become something unforgettable. There is also a question resting quietly inside your heart, one you have returned to more than once. Have I missed the moment I was waiting for? Listen carefully. The answer is no. What is meant to shape your path does not disappear because of a single difficult season. Wisdom grows through time, and so does readiness. That is why today is not about looking backward with regret. It is about recognizing that every step has been preparing you to receive what comes next with greater understanding than ever before. Don't skip the closing moments of this journey, because what follows is not simply another thought, it is the connection that brings everything together. You have seen the preparation. You have begun to understand the purpose behind the waiting. But there is still one quiet revelation ahead, one that will show why this moment found you today instead of yesterday. When that truth is revealed, you will realize that what seemed like perfect timing from your perspective was actually perfect care all along. Just when it seems every question has already been asked, another layer quietly opens, revealing that the answer was never meant to arrive all at once. My beloved child, there is a difference between waiting for life to change and allowing your heart to recognize that change has already begun. The greatest turning points rarely announce themselves with loud celebrations. They arrive gently, inviting you to notice what your spirit has become while your attention was fixed on what you hoped would happen next. This is why I have continued leading you one quiet step at a time. If everything had been revealed in a single moment, you would have admired the destination but missed the transformation that prepared you to receive it. Look closely at the path behind you. The moments you once wished to erase have become the very places where compassion took root. The unanswered questions taught you how to trust without seeing every detail. The unexpected pauses gave you room to discover strengths that comfort could never have uncovered. Even the seasons that felt ordinary carried hidden purpose. While you believed nothing remarkable was taking place, your character was being refined with patience, wisdom, and quiet confidence. That work has never been wasted. Every experience has added another stone to a foundation that now stands stronger than you realize. Perhaps you have wondered why this message reached you today instead of another day. It is because your heart is ready to hear it differently. Words that once might have passed by unnoticed can now settle deeply within you. You are beginning to understand that hope is not simply wishing for tomorrow to be better. Hope is recognizing my presence in this very moment, even before the full picture comes into view. That realization changes everything. It allows peace to grow before circumstances change. It allows gratitude to appear before every prayer has found its visible answer. Stay till the end, because there is still one truth waiting quietly beyond the horizon of this conversation. It is not hidden to keep it from you. It has simply been growing at the perfect pace, just as a sunrise does not rush to fill the sky all at once. Soon you will understand why certain doors remained closed, why certain opportunities arrived later than expected, and why your journey could never have been compared to anyone else's. When that final connection is revealed, you will see that every gentle invitation, every quiet reminder, and every unexpected pause has been guiding you toward a future filled not with hurry, but with lasting peace, renewed purpose, and a confidence that no circumstance can take away. Have you noticed how the quietest moments often become the ones you remember for the longest time? That is because lasting change rarely arrives with noise. It arrives with clarity. My beloved child, you have spent so much time looking for a sign that would remove every question from your mind, yet I have been giving you something even greater, a heart that can remain steady even when every answer has not yet appeared. This is the gift many people overlook. They search for certainty outside themselves while I am patiently building confidence within them. And once that confidence begins to grow, every step forward feels different. It is no longer driven by fear of missing out. It is guided by peace. The title of this moment speaks about only a few minutes remaining, but understand what those moments truly represent. They are not a countdown to fear. They are an invitation to awareness. Every day offers countless opportunities to notice my guidance, to choose kindness over impatience, hope over discouragement, gratitude over distraction. Some people let those moments pass unnoticed because they believe they are waiting for something larger. But those who pause, who listen, who remain open, discover that the smallest decisions often become the beginning of life's greatest chapters. Do not let this moment become just another memory that slips quietly into yesterday. Let it become the moment you decided to pay closer attention to the gentle direction already unfolding before you. There is another reason I brought you here today. Deep within your heart, there has always been a question you could never fully explain. It was not about success or recognition. It was about purpose. You wanted to know whether your life truly carried meaning beyond what you could currently see. Hear this with complete peace: your purpose has never depended on perfect timing, perfect circumstances, or perfect understanding. It has always been growing through your willingness to love, to learn, to forgive, and to keep moving forward with quiet faith. Every compassionate word you spoke, every encouraging smile you shared, every moment you chose hope instead of bitterness became part of a story far more meaningful than you realized. Now another realization begins to unfold. The opportunities ahead will not ask you to become someone else. They will invite you to become more fully the person I have been shaping all along. You do not need to wear a different identity or chase someone else's path. What has been prepared for you will recognize the authentic heart you have been developing through every season. That is why comparison has slowly been losing its power over you. You are beginning to understand that your journey was never meant to look like anyone else's. Its beauty has always been found in its uniqueness. Don't skip these final moments of reflection, because something important is waiting for you just beyond what you can currently see. One last connection remains before everything comes together. The next part will reveal why this message has felt so personal from the very beginning, and why the invitation you have been hearing was never about rushing toward an ending. It has always been about stepping confidently into a beginning that has been patiently waiting for you all along. What if the moment you have been waiting for has been quietly waiting for you as well? Sit with that thought for a little while. Do not rush past it. My beloved child, there are truths that can only be understood when the heart becomes still enough to receive them. You have spent many days wondering whether you were moving too slowly, whether you had overlooked an opportunity, or whether you had somehow fallen behind. Yet from where I see your journey, nothing meaningful has been lost. Every step has carried you exactly where you needed to be to understand what comes next with wisdom instead of haste. You have often asked me for a clearer path, but before showing you the road ahead, I wanted to strengthen the one who would walk upon it. A clear path is valuable, but a steady heart is priceless. Roads may change. Seasons may change. Circumstances may change. But a heart anchored in peace continues forward regardless of what surrounds it. That has been my quiet work within you all along. While you were watching the world around you, I was gently renewing the world within you. And that inner renewal is beginning to shine through your words, your choices, and even the way you carry yourself through ordinary days. This is why today's invitation feels so personal. It is not simply about reaching a destination. It is about recognizing that you are no longer the same person who first began this journey. The worries that once controlled every thought no longer have the final word. The disappointments that once felt permanent have slowly become lessons filled with unexpected wisdom. Even your quiet moments have changed. Instead of feeling empty, they have become places where peace can finally settle. That change did not happen overnight. It grew one faithful step at a time, often so gently that you hardly noticed it yourself. There is a beautiful rhythm to the way hope unfolds. It does not force its way into your life. It patiently waits for your heart to become open enough to recognize it. And now, that recognition is beginning. You may soon notice opportunities that previously seemed invisible. You may hear encouragement in places you once overlooked. You may discover that the answer you searched for was quietly growing through experiences you almost dismissed. Nothing has been wasted. Every chapter has been preparing you to see with greater clarity, to love with greater compassion, and to move forward with greater confidence. Stay till the end, because the final part will reveal the gentle conclusion that has been forming since the very first word of this message. It is not a dramatic ending. It is something far more lasting. It is the quiet realization that the final attempt was never about fear or urgency. It has always been about love that never stopped reaching toward you, patience that never gave up on you, and an invitation that remains open every time you choose to pause, listen, and take one more hopeful step forward. The journey comes to its quiet conclusion here, not with noise, but with understanding. My beloved child, from the very beginning, I was never asking you to race against time. I was inviting you to awaken to the value of this moment. The few minutes were never meant to fill your heart with pressure. They were meant to remind you that every new beginning starts with a single choice, the choice to notice what has always been within your reach. My invitation has never been hidden behind impossible conditions. It has always been waiting in simple acts of faith, steady hope, and the willingness to keep your heart open even when the full picture could not yet be seen. Now look back across everything you have heard. Every quiet pause, every unexpected turn, every season that seemed slower than you expected has been gently leading you toward this realization: you were never forgotten. Even when life felt ordinary, your days carried purpose. Even when answers seemed delayed, growth was taking place beneath the surface. Every experience shaped your character. Every challenge strengthened your patience. Every moment of gratitude expanded your vision. What once appeared to be scattered pieces have become one beautiful story, revealing that my guidance has been present all along. Perhaps the greatest surprise is this: you were searching for a sign that your future would become brighter, while I was patiently showing you that your heart had already become stronger. That strength is the beginning of every meaningful chapter. It allows you to step into tomorrow without being controlled by yesterday. It allows you to greet new opportunities with peace instead of worry. It allows you to recognize that true confidence grows quietly, just as the sunrise slowly fills the horizon with light. So as this message comes to a close, carry one truth with you above all the others: do not underestimate the power of one faithful step taken today. A kind word, a grateful heart, a peaceful decision, a hopeful outlook, these small choices often become the moments that reshape an entire journey. The future does not begin someday. It begins every time you choose hope over doubt, patience over hurry, and love over fear. Thank you for remaining until this final moment. Something important was waiting for you, not a secret hidden from the world, but a reminder already planted within your own heart. You were never alone on this path. You have always been learning, growing, and becoming. Walk forward with quiet confidence. Let peace guide your thoughts. Let hope shape your decisions. And whenever life feels uncertain again, remember this gentle truth: every new sunrise is another invitation to begin with courage, wisdom, and trust, knowing that each faithful step carries its own purpose, and every moment lived with love becomes part of a story more beautiful than you can yet imagine.